Hello, NWOBHM-related here today. It's the 17th of September 2023. Today we're looking at Zandar Zan. Great name that, isn't it, for a band, and their new Executioner. Right, but before we start talking about that, can I ask a little favour, and that's if you wouldn't mind please subscribing to the channel. Big help if you would, and appreciated, so please do click that button. Okie doke, like Zandar Zan, right? We're going all the way back to the 1980s here, and the good old new wave of British heavy metal days, when Zandar Zan were around for a few years back then, and back, of course, one of many new wave of British heavy metal era bands that were based up in the north of England, and putting in an enthusiastic stint of hard work. Lots of gigging and whatnot, trying to make their mark. Unfortunately for them back then, it didn't work out, and they sort of faded away in the mid-1980s with just 3 demo sessions to show for it, and they've been, God knows where for decades. But just a few days ago, that top crew at OIbscure and NWOBHM Releases have put out a limited edition CD run, 500 copies, consisting of some tracks culled from Zandar Zan's demos from back then. OIbscure and NWOBHM Releases keep doing this. They keep unearthing bands from back then, and let's hope they continue to do so, because particularly when they're as good as this one. It's excellent stuff, it is, and I guess you might describe it as proper meaty heaviness with an up-tempo, feel-good slant to it. And it's quite refined, if that's the right word as well. It's not turn it up to 11 and play as fast and loud as we can. There's quite a lot of skill going on here. Generally measured, sort of like chunky riffs, big booming drum sound. The solos are effective and to the point without being too flashy, all making it quite a cohesive listen. And the vocals are like nice and punchy too. Burning Down Inside, that's a fine start, grabs your attention. Ready for the Weekend, as you might imagine from a song with that title, is a big booming, catchy, feel-good rocker with a nice shout-along chorus. That must have gone down well live. Wildcat, pretty similar. That's catchy and heavy as well. Nice big hook. And then change of style with the Executioner, the title track here. This is quite different. A simple yet repetitive and relentless riff, which builds an atmosphere, as does the simple tribal drum beat going on behind it as well. And the vocal delivery fits the lyrics very well. It's a really fine track, measured, atmospheric, punchy, and a bit dark as well. Living for Rock and Roll then goes back to that up-tempo party rock style, if you like, and Shot in the Dark and The Machine are no back numbers either. Proper chunky heaviness. The only downside for me, and this is just a pet peeve of mine, as I might have said before a few times, cover songs. Well, on here, Zandar Zan did a cover of ZZ Top's Tush. Now that's been covered more times than, well, something that's been covered too much in my opinion. There's nothing too special about it. It's pretty straightforward. So write that one off for me. But the rest of it is excellent stuff. And Zandar Zan, like many similar bands from back in the NWOBHM days, had plenty to offer without being able to break out of the pack. But whilst ever OIbscure and NWOBHM Releases are doing what they do and unearthing stuff like this for us to enjoy, well, that can't be a bad thing, can it? As I've mentioned, as usual with OIbscure and NWOBHM Releases, it is a limited edition of just 500 CDs. I got mine directly from them. As I record this, 17th of September 2023, their website is still showing availability, as is Sonic Age Records. So I'll put links to both of them in the description below, so you can go along and pick up a copy for yourselves if there are any left. Recommended stuff, so proper good old new wave of British heavy metal from a band that, well, I'd not heard about. I couldn't remember them from back then, but then I'm very old anyway. But well worthy of your attention, whether you're an old NWOBHM fan like me or you just like good, honest heaviness. So I say links to new obscure NWOBHM releases and Sonic Age records below. Please subscribe to the channel before you go, that'd be marvellous. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.